Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of 26 days of you. Jim Adkins here with Results Coaching, and the letter was D. Can you guess what it is? Well, I'm a martial artist. You guys probably jumped at like I did. I thought maybe discipline could be the word, right? Discipline's an okay word. Let's look at the other words, though. We did action, we did believe, and we did A, B, and C. Discipline kind of comes off as a negative word for most people. When they come in looking to change, it's usually the first thing they ask for in martial arts. Well, discipline. Well, discipline you or your child by beating you with a stick when you don't do the right thing. That's discipline, right? The action of self-discipline is different. So discipline was a choice, and then I thought, well, people hear that all the time. Let me look for some other stuff. And, I started going through, and there's some great ones I wrote down. Diversity is a fantastic one. When you diversify your action plan, when you diversify your finances, when you diversify your business, these are all wonderful things, but diversity wasn't something I wanted to do. Daring was cool. Being daring and thinking, no, daring's not it either. Deliberate, making things deliberate. Well, nothing really excited me, and I don't know if it's just my attitude or if it was just the words. And I'm gonna guess it's probably a little bit of both. I have been distracted, healing myself, injuring myself, and so you get these things distracted. And I have 2 children. Names start with the letter D, and they both represent beauty to me. And my firstborn, Desiree, desire. That's a great D word, right? So let's use Desiree's, the shorter version of Desiree's word, desire. And what does desire mean? And I wrote down the definition. It's people, what it means, but to define it, it kind of gives us one definition, and it's to strongly wish or hope for something. Okay, desire, strongly wish or hope for something. And I thought that was okay, but then I started looking at other D words, and I was trying to define them, and then it hit me. Today's word is define. Definition, define, to understand fully, define, to find the meaning of or in, define, to clearly accept and outline what it is, define. So that's today's word. And how I would like you to use it is, and you've heard me say this before if you watched any of the workshops, I want you to define today, and you get your choice. I'm not going to, you get your choice. I want you to define clearly one of your goals. Now, what does it mean to define a goal? And we went through this in our goal workshops. You can go back and watch it, or you can take this real quick definition of define your goal. State it clearly, state it in the positive and the now. Give it a time limit. When do you want it? And clearly outline or look at the steps you're going to take to achieve that goal. And then in your mind, this is the most important one, give yourself a reason why. And don't just pick any reason why, define it, and define it for who you are, which is number 2 choice. You can sit down and define who you are today. And I'm okay, and you should be okay with, what if it's just for the day? Today's Thursday. In our world right now, if you're watching this later, it can be Thursday in your world too. But right now, it's Thursday, and my wife will sometimes call that Friday Eve. And I understand the whole Friday phenomenon. For people that work for other people, they look forward, or they're on a regular schedule, okay? They look forward to the weekend. And I know she does, because we get to spend more time together. So Friday Eve becomes a ritual of anticipation. It's Thursday, it's Friday Eve. That means tomorrow is only a partial day. It's a tough day, but it's a partial day. And then when I'm done, I get the weekend, right? People look for Friday. Well, when you define your rituals that way, it gives you something to look forward to. It really does. That anticipation is wonderful. And when you can find things that pull you like a magnet to the happiness or the achievement of your goal, to fulfillment, to beauty, to pull you. It's a lot better than having to push through something. You see how I use those words to define the outcomes there? Find something that pulls you, that you gravitate towards. And for my wife and myself, with our relationship, it's our love and our relationship. And I know you might get tired of hearing about it, but listen, that feeling that I have towards her and that she has towards me, I manifest in other things too. When I'm passionate and I define clearly what it is I want, what it is I want to achieve, how I'm going to be able to help people when I do achieve that, that passion pulls me in the direction of my goal. And people look at, I wish I was so motivated like you, or I wish I could be as excited or as positive as you are. You can, you absolutely can. And all it takes is a clear definition of what it feels like, what it looks like when you're that way. Who are you today? Are you a happy person? Or are you a negative person? Are you, oh gosh, it's Thursday person? Or are you, like my wife, hey, happy Friday Eve? You get to define. Okay, so the first one I gave you, the first choice was define a goal. And you don't have to define them all, just pick one. Make it clear, go back and look at it. If you've got a list of goals, today would be a good day to go back and look at them. Like you should be every day or at least once a week, depending on the goal and the size of it. You want to review that a lot. So define it, and most importantly, define why you want to achieve that goal. So define. Today's word is define. Define who you are, and you don't have to be super, super detailed. Some of you might be, some of you are, just Mr. Vomikel, which is okay. Define, are you a martial artist? What does that mean? Who do you know as a martial artist that you love the traits of? And it could be 3 or 4 different martial artists who have different traits that you love and you want to put those on. I want to be like Chuck Norris and Walker, Texas Ranger, or the good guys wear black, or I want to be like Steven Seagal in his first movies, not his later movies. I want to be like Larry Tatum. I want to be like Bruce Lee. I want to be like George Mawson. I want to be, whoever you want to be like, Jackie Chan, or what kind of martial artist do you want to be? Define it. Become who it is. How you doing, Mr. Murray? Love the passion. Yeah, it's always passionate. We're not to P words yet, though. If you're a business person, if you're a father, oh, this is a great one. What if you're a parent and you're struggling with your children? School's back in session. I would imagine they're probably already sick of school, right? What type of parent, who are you as a parent? Remember when we were growing up and we used to say things like, I'm never going to be a mom or dad like you, when we were mad at our parents. And then you grow up and you realize, oh man, they were pretty cool. Our parents, they had their reasons and they were mean, but whatever it is, I remember saying that, I'm not going to be like you. Did you ever once go, man, I want to be just like them when I grow up? I hope so. I hope there was at least 1 or 2 moments when you looked at your parent or a mentor and said, I want to be just like that. Well, define that. What was that? What was that you wanted? Was it their patience? Was it their passion? Was it their love? Was it their respect? Was it their bold honesty? Was it their caring? What was it? Define it and put that on. Define who you are today. That's a great one, man. I could talk about this for an hour and a half. Well, you know me, probably longer than that. So define that. What would be another one for you? Define the type of day you want. It's still early. What type of day would you like to have today? Do you want an exciting day? Do you want a boring day? Do you want a regular day? Do you want it to go quick? Let's say you have a task today that you may not quite be looking forward to. There are days like that, right? It's the end of the month. Maybe you've got inventory or you've got accounting, or you got your taxes to pay, or whatever it is. And you're looking at today going, oh, this day is going to last forever. When you say that, guess what's going to happen? It's going to last forever. So a lot of successful people have in their rituals, they already define the day exactly as it's going to go. And the way you can start practicing that is define a moment. When you meet up with somebody, when you have a conversation you need to have with a child or another person or a business partner or a loved one, anybody, in your mind, what's the outcome you want from that conversation, from that meeting? It could be as simple as going in a store and picking something up, going to buy gasoline. And I use those terms a lot because those are simple, quick encounters that we have on a daily basis, right? But before you go in, try this little tool. Define for yourself that moment. Okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go in, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. And the first person I see, I'm going to say hi to. And I'm going to change their state by smiling really big and welcoming them, whatever they're doing. And then the person behind the counter is going to get my full attention. I'm going to call them by their name, look at their tag, whatever, and I'm going to call them by name in a respectful manner and wish them a great day. And when I leave, I'm going to leave the place better than it was when I went in. Is that an arrogant statement? No, it's a truth. Radiate the beauty and have it surround you. Okay. I see one thumbs up. If you guys like what we're doing, let me know, okay? Give me a thumbs up, share the channel, and subscribe to it if you haven't already. I would love feedback. Leave some comments for me. Even if you don't like something, leave a comment and, be respectful, but, hey, Jim, I'd like to see more of this, or I'd like to see less of that. But give me some feedback. I'd really like to have that. And it helps with the YouTube channel. It really does. It helps us continue to do what we're doing here, and I appreciate it. Okay, Friday, tomorrow, we're going to do our Law of Attraction workshop. If you've never been introduced to the Law of Attraction, tune in. Okay, do it. You're gonna love it. If you have heard about it and you're a nix, tune in, because I might share something with you that you've never heard it in a certain way before. Is it hokum? No, it's a philosophy. And just like anything else, with passion, desire, belief, certainty, and taking some action, the 4 things that I'm going to ask you to do tomorrow, the four steps I'm going to share with you in our workshop that you can do, you don't have to, will change your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And if you do it with compassion and love for others, you will change the lives of the other people around you as well. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Law of Attraction. It's a one-day workshop. The workshop, however, is going to last a day, and it's not going to be the whole day. Okay, probably be an hour or 30 minutes. You know me, so probably 30 minutes on here. But I'm going to ask you to take action starting on Sunday. So in our world right now, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's workshop will be Friday, September 27th. Your action will be Sunday, and we're going to call that day 1, and that's when I'm going to start October. And from there, I will come back on and we will discuss the actions taken towards our next workshop. Okay? All right, guys, I love you. Have a great day today. Today's word was define, and it came from the idea of desire. And Desiree, I love you. That's my daughter. And Sarah, I hope you're awake. I love you too. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right.